All right, here's the thing, boss. We asked the fans, we want them to give questions to you, and we want you to answer them so that they can have their moment to interview you and get to know you. So here's the list of the questions they asked. Well, you got to read the questions on the phone, and then you're going to go in there and...
First of all, I'm blind. You think I can read that?
What about a bigger screen?
Can you blow it up?
All right, this is Instagram, and this is all of the questions. It's on a bigger screen now.
You know I don't know anything about a computer. Are you shitting me?
All right, so Ashley and I put online, hey, submit your question. So here are all of the folks. Every time there's a picture on the left, that's a question from a fan.
Well, who is Brian's Louie B? What was his purpose for the long burnouts he used to do, and does he miss doing them? The long burnouts was just more a show for the fan, but it was kind of what everybody did in the old days. Do I miss them? Yeah, they sold a lot of t-shirts, and I definitely miss them. A guy that does it right now, one of the best, is Haddock. He does great burnouts, so I get in the stands and I watch him. CZ Race Cars. Did you ever think about writing a book? Already wrote the book. A couple of years ago, there was a video thing with him telling stories from back in the day, and it was also one, I think, with his brother telling stories about their racing. It was really interesting. I'd like to hear some more. You know, something you didn't realize, my brother Louie, in the military, in Vietnam, I think, I could be wrong, but I think he had 2 Purple Hearts that he had earned. He was quite a war veteran, Louis, and he really helped me with my career. And he did his own thing. Had a wheel standing truck that he loved. Louie was the best storyteller ever. When I talk to Louie on a weekly basis, I love him to death. When I get in trouble, I called him one morning and I said, Louie, I said, you know, I get depressed and stuff, and I get up and can't always run and get on a treadmill. And he said, learn how to shadow box. Is it as much fun today as it was all those years ago? Time has changed. You get older, you change as a person, but the friendships I made along the way, it was a blast. I wish I could go in that movie, Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? Greatest days of my life, and I'm still loving it, and I'm still living it with all the people. My brother Louie, and wished Uncle Bees was here. He was a great storyteller too.
Miranda Wiggins wants to know who your favorite daughter is.
Well, my first daughter, okay, by my first marriage, Lana was my first wife's name. Great woman. My wife likes her better than she likes me to this day, but she's great. But Adria was my first, and she's run my company and been involved in everything. And she could count because I couldn't count. You know, when we first started, we had one little desk in our office, and she'd sit on one side, and I would tell her if somebody calls, and she knew, she'd, hello, is John Force here? Let me see if I can find him. He's really busy. He's with some customers and some potential sponsors. Hold on. Dad, it's for you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be right there. Okay. Hello, can I help you? That's how we did it. Faked the whole deal. Okay, did you get that? Ashley was the first girl that drove for me. You know what I'm saying? After I crashed, she come out of the winner's circle and she said, Dad, now that you've come back from the crash and you've won the championship, we were in winner's circle at Pomona, she said, I'm getting married to Daniel Hood. Like, freaked me out. But now I got these 2 cutest little boys, Jacob and Noah. You know what I'm saying? My next driver, one of my favorites too, because they're all my favorites, Adrian, all of them. Brittany, which Brittany actually went and got her teaching credentials, and she was going to teach school, and Courtney went around her. Courtney was all about racing, funny car driving, unbelievable, with Traxxas and everybody. She married Graham Rahal, an IndyCar driver. I knew his dad, Bobby, a little bit, and they got 2 beautiful little girls, Harlan and Tinley. Best thing in my life. You know what I mean? So, but now Brittany, she's still in the seat. She's a favorite too. Okay, she's won 2 championships, stayed around long enough. I wish they would have. I think they all would have won. But what I'm saying is, they all won races. They were all drivers of the year. Proc's driver of the year. You know what I'm saying? And so along the road, there is no favorites. I love them all. they're my life, and now my grandchildren. And then there's Autumn. She's driving juniors, and she's moved up to Supercomp. Along the road, God has been good to me. They've already wrote the movie. In fact, you should take that camera and go take a picture of the book, because people don't believe that I've actually...
And the screenplay. The screenplay and the book.
The screenplay is already done. The book was written 5 years ago. I won enough championships. So I should have quit then. But then my daughter started racing, so I kept going. Then they started winning and everything. And along the road, it was like, I can't do the book, because the guy said, you need 5 books. Because the story starts with the grapes of wrath. You know what I mean? My mom coming from Oklahoma in a little wagon off the Indian reservation, and a car pulling a wagon, like in the movie, The Grapes of Wrath. But then we lived in a trailer house. My dad was a truck driver. My mom was a cook at Denny's. I cooked at Denny's. I sold Kenny shoes. I've done everything. But at the end of the day, there's just so much stuff. Everyone looks at it, don't know where to start. And Brent Travers did our TV show on A&E, Juan Carlos. At the end of the day, we don't know what we're doing. We are shooting another documentary right now that we went up Northern California and shot that, and I'll talk about that later. But that was great. And we shot down in California, the 2 places I grew up in. So anyway, love all my girls, and the book will get done, and the movie will get done, because I'm a movie freak.
Favorite Elvis song?
Dreams come true in blue Hawaii.
Favorite Elvis movie?
Woo! Good job.
What about your favorite Elvis movie?
You're talking about something that I need 10 hours to talk about. I loved all of Elvis's movies. Viva Las Vegas. Viva, viva Las Vegas. Who asked that question?
That's from EJ.
EJ, that is a great question. I remember where I was. I was sitting in the car at Atlanta Raceway. I watched my daughter, because I had to get over the hump in the track, and she didn't have the hump. She had the good lane, and she motored down through there, and she won her first race at Atlanta. We were in Coca-Cola in that early in the week doing a press conference in town, and that is a nice question to ask, because some of these questions are just questions, but that near to my heart. I think I'm going to cry. I was so proud of her that day. And Coyle said to me, I was like, I can't believe I got in a bump. I couldn't get down through there. How the hell could she beat me? I'm the champion. And he goes, John, can you enjoy it? It's your daughter, Ashley. Ashley Force. Now Ashley Hood. That was a pretty cool day. Way to go, girl. Well, the truth is, on the national circuit, we got the Bellagio with Bruton Smith, and we've got Billy Myers with the Motorplex, and there's so many great tracks. But I have never been asked, that's a great question, what is my least favorite? But I got to tell you, I don't, even if I go way back in my early days before NHRA, IHRA or AHRA, and there was a track that emptied out into a lake. And I was racing there, and I come into town. Are you ready for this? It was, I'm not even going to say the name, but I was racing Chuck Etchels. And Chuck Etchels blazes down through there. He showed up late and got in his car. We're match racing. Where was that at? I know the name. He blazed down through there, and I clicked it at 8th Mile. It was an 8th Mile track. And he didn't know. No one told him. And he blazes out like he's going to the quarter mile and went into a lake and almost drowned. And I made the turn. I thought, where'd he go? Didn't he know it was 8th Mile? But the shutoff area, he had plenty of shutoff area, but not to where he drove it. And he got out of it. He come out of there. He couldn't believe it happened. And remember the good old days.
Your girls get asked all the time about a potential return to racing. What are your feelings on if Courtney or Ashley ever came back?
More grandbabies. That's what I want. But if they wanted to come back, and my company was financially stable, but we come out of the pandemic, it's tough times right now. I'm lucky to have the partners that I do. Chevrolet, Auto Club, Cornwell has joined us, and they're growing with Robert, and Montana Brand, and Flav-R-Pac, and Course Peak, and Blue Def. NKC. You know, I didn't name a lot of sponsors because that's my job, is to get the sponsors in. So I'm very lucky. Powers Solar's with us. He'll be coming back next year. So there's a lot of things out there that means a lot to me. And so many partners from Simpson, I could read the list on the side of the car, and they've all been with me like Goodyear forever. Forever. Anybody you could think of? AJ, I missed?
Speaking of forever, I need to go get my kids. Can we take a cut? Can we take a break?
You're